Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to A Punched Out Thursday to Die For, where we will be using our punches and or our dies to create our layout. And it is also Follow a Sketch February, hosted by Sandy, who is State Goddess here on YouTube. And she does it every year. And the stencil I'm going to use is from Sandy's shop, Scrapping Reflections. And this is the sketch I'll be using today, and it's a paper issues one for their Sketchy Saturday. And it has a star. I'll be using a heart from the stencil, and it also has two photos, but I'll be using one. But as you can see, mine is a 4x6, so it is bigger. I'll be using one of those border strips there and a film strip, and I think I turn it over and show it to you. And yeah, there it is. And then I remember to show you which of the border strips I'm going to use. I'll be using those partly for my title, and I will be cutting out the wreath there and then cutting it apart. I will use a little bit of this chicken wire, and then I cut out several of these flowers to use, and as you can see, there's layering parts there. This is a Tim Holtz die, and it's called Cut Out Script. It's an old one, and I've had it a long time. I'm using Oxide Wild Honey. Yeah, that's what it is. And I will be inking, of course, this heart. Instead of a star, instead of having a cut file, I'm just going to have this heart in the background. I figured, well, I did get it from Scrapping Reflections, and it'll go great with the large thing in the background there. I am not inking my hearts completely. Well, the smaller ones I am, because you can't help but do it. Well, I could have got maybe a smaller brush, huh? But I'm leaving spots so it looks like the light's hitting it. And I am also going to put some splatters on it before I take the stencil off, so it'll just be on the hearts. And I'm using Abandoned Coral for it. And it's a pretty pink. And I use my fan brush so I'd have just little teeny tiny splatters on there. And so they wouldn't look so big, on especially the smaller hearts there. I love this stencil. I kept seeing other people using it, and I kept thinking, oh, I gotta have it. So I put it on my list. I have a very long list of things that I would like to get, and when the first of the month comes, I pick something out. And this is what I picked that month. I think I ordered a couple other things from her, but yeah, I shopped at her shop that month. And there's my title, and it is Love at First Sight. Oh, and I forgot to put that piece on there. I was going to put it on the photo before I put it on there, but it's going to work out all right. It's going to go on there okay. And I think I forgot to show, well, I didn't have my camera on the first time, and I did show the pieces that I was using from uh, I'm pretty sure these are from Spectrum Sherbert. It was like the last layout I did, so it was still here, and I thought I'd use it. Oh, and here the first punch I made on the corner, I didn't have it in there right. I thought it was, but it wasn't. So instead of cutting more off because I wanted the length on this, I went ahead and distressed it. And I did not go get my distress tool. I just used my fingernail. And each time I end up doing that on here to make it match, a little bit more, I'll think, oh man, I should have got my distress tool. But no, I didn't. That was a branding strip off the last paper that I used. And it was still laying here, of course. And it said sweet. And I thought, oh, perfect for my photo. And that is my granddaughter and my great granddaughter. And Hope is so very, very proud to be an aunt. And this was right after she was born. And Hope had spent the weekend with me when she was born. And she was born like 2 minutes before midnight. 2 minutes before her two aunts, Hope's sisters, birthday. And so she just waited like 2 more minutes. They would all have the same birthday. Um, the photo has pieces behind it and along the side of it. And it also has 3 stars down there at the bottom of the photo. I'll forget all about that till right at the end, and I will add a little something down there at the bottom. Let's see. Oh, I cut my little film strip apart. Originally, I had a plan to just have it go from the top to the bottom, even though there really wasn't nothing down there but the stars. But then I decided to add this. The title is supposed to go right there, but my title wasn't going to have room right there. So I thought I'd just add both of the pieces of the film strip instead, and I'm going to put my photo over to the left just a little. I'm adding some here on the right hand side. I don't remember if there was anything on the, it don't look like it. It don't look like there was anything on the right hand side, but I added on the right hand side anyway. And I'm just adding some colors. In the photo, there's a lot of yellow and um, kind of an orangish color. And of course, pink just a little bit. And so I thought I'd go with those colors on the photo. And let's see. I think everything else is just from what's in the tray. I don't think I have to end up pulling anything else out. So while I'm doing that and adding those pieces, and I am going to add the flowers that I talked about and showed the dies, and they are already put together because, yeah, I didn't have the camera on. So I just decided to start over at the beginning and just show the stuff. That's why the pieces weren't shown from the Spectrum Sherbet. But yeah, they're already, well, not all of them, but enough that I could go ahead and do the layout. Before I caught myself. Oh, I got sidetracked there. I want to mention that down there below that you will find the links to Kathy and Laura and Sonia for the Punched Out Thursday to Die For, where they'll be using punches or dies. And you will also find the playlist for Follow a Sketch February. And that will be everybody that is doing a layout this month using one of the sketches that Sandy chose for the month-long Hopper series. I guess it's a series, the month-long series. And yeah, I'm just adding that like I mentioned earlier, I cut the wreath apart. I wanted, when I was looking for which greenery to use, which dye, I wanted something that was going to be smaller. And because I knew I was just going to keep it in the area of the photo and that's it. And so I cut them all apart so I just have little pieces. And since the leaves are small on there, I wanted to use the smaller flowers. And so, yeah, I just used the smaller flowers. And these were the ones, well, I did cut out some of the small ones were from the center of that wreath. I forgot. Yeah, some of them were from that because there is flowers that goes with the wreath. And then there's also flowers that I showed on the layered flower dies. I think I started to use that heart on the last layout because it was not laying in the tray, it was laying over to the side, and I must have forgot, but it is on my layout this time. And there's the love, and I'm just going to squeeze at first sight in that little empty space there. And yeah, it took some finagling, but I got it to fit. I am going to fuss around a little while, adding bits and pieces, and just fill in a few spots because you know how it is. I got all those flowers laying there and a little bit more greenery, and I'll think I need just a little more here and there. Let's see. yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. I am so close to getting done. It is unreal. But yeah, all I'm doing is adding the flowers and greenery. Oh yeah, and you will see one more flower and a couple of sprigs of green because I wanted to cut one sprig of green, thinking it needed it. Well, it was a wreath. I didn't cut out the whole thing though, but I used a scrap and ended up with more than one sprig. So I had to put it on there rather than put it back in with the wreath because I thought, well, who knows if I'm going to use this green again in a while, so I might as well just put it on the layout. So yeah, that one sprig down there at the bottom is in place of the stars that's at the bottom of the photo. But as you can see in the layout that is completed, that I that I added just a little bit more. I forgot, I moved two flowers. I moved the one on the left, that pink one wasn't there, it was a yellow one. And I moved it on top of the pink lacy part and put a pink one over there to the side. And there's the cluster on the right hand side, and there's the one on the left hand side. And you can see I I wanted to add one more flower because it was laying there and it was pink, and I didn't want to lay pink on pink, so I just moved two. And there's the top cluster, and that absolutely amazing. I did forget to glue it on earlier, if y'all noticed, but I remembered as soon as I touched it and slid under the photo. It might have stayed there forever if I hadn't noticed it. But that's my completed layout, and I had a lot of fun making it, and I love the sketch, and I love that stencil. I've used it several times, and I think all the other times I used pink, and I was tempted again, but I resisted. But yeah, that's my completed layout for day 12 of the series this month, and also for the Punched Out Thursday to Die For. But have a happy, scrappy week, and thank you all so very, very much for taking time to watch my video. I really appreciate that too. Bye.